Hello friends, this is Grapha, and today, because the patch notes have sort of come out and we kind of see where the Celestial Anomaly is headed, we know, okay, the Scorch Messenger is coming up, or is it the Void Messenger? I don't really know. And then we got Javid and Ginny coming out. We can kind of see that these units aren't really going to apply to the Wither Messenger. And so I finally decided to actually summon for Mateo. I've been holding back because I've been either wanting to maybe R2 the Lion Daddy or something like that. But I thought, okay, let's finally summon for Mateo. And so currently where I am at is here at 110. 110 is where I have stopped because this is where I have gotten stuck at. And throughout my journey of climbing from 0 to 110 without Mateo, I have tried numerous team comps. I have seen the evolution of the meta basically. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what are the possible team comps or the different team comps that you can have in order to climb the tower. These team comps are not comprehensive and they are not just these team comps. You can mix and match them, you can work it out, but basically these are going to be the teams. And so I'm going to probably play some footage over here on the left side if I can find it, and here on the main side I am going to be showing you the espers. So without further ado, let's get into it. So to start off, I think that this is the most free to play and actually good team that I could find. This is not perfect, but it has its merits. So we have a bunch of imprisoners here. We have like 3 of them, and then tons of multi-hitters. And okay, by the way, before I forget, right? If you want to climb the Celestial Anomaly, you don't just need like the perfect team. It's really important that you also just wait a bit and then further your advanced strategy and make it stronger, right? Because you get a ton of stats, you get a ton of bonus effects, and all that jazz. So if you're currently stuck, you don't have to worry about it. This content is gonna be here for a long time. These are just team comps, but if you're really not getting any better at this content, you just have to wait. And that's the beauty of this content, is that you can just wait and you will get stronger. You will get some power supplies and some extra rewards and resources. That way you can push the content. So right now I'm stuck at 110 and I wanted to summon for Mateo, but if I didn't, I'd probably be able to push eventually. But I did because, you know, I'm lazy like that. So anyway, going back, free-to-play team comp. This is the most free-to-play team comp, I think, using only 4-star espers and Elaine, which came free. Pita also came free previously, and then the rest you can get from either the Ripples or from the Fafnir Ultimate Conqueror thing, whatever. So yeah, this is probably the best team comp, and general guidelines is that for most team comps you'd either want to run Ocean Waves or an Avatara. You'd want to run those on as many units as possible because you want those cooldowns to cycle. So for example, Elaine's a really important one to run Ocean Waves because you want her to proc these multi-hitting skills often. And yeah, Avatara is really nice because people can attack with, for example, their S1 that does 3 damage, 3 hits. Or for example, for Li Guang, she will do 2 hits but also increase her AP. So generally, you just want everyone on Avatar as much as possible. And then you'd either want to give them Ocean Waves or you'd want to give them like War or Thunder Set, depending on who they are and what DPS they are. Alright, so moving on from the free-to-play team, what we have next is going to be the No Mateo team. So this is a team comp that you will use if you do not have Mateo. And it's really difficult because this team is no slouch at all. So this is probably gonna be where it's at. You're going to want to bring Camille because she brings the very important attack up and the debuff extension on her S1. That's really important. Gabrielle and Ahmed are just your very awesome, very nice supports. Ahmed is an imprisoner, and Ahmed is going to be a staple for almost all of these runs. So if you don't have Ahmed, it's going to be really difficult for you because he is the only healer imprisoner in the game right now. So he's going to be your only healer that's also an imprisoner, which means he's going to deal 6 stacks of blockade instead of just the 3 that other healers would give. So yeah, and then if you do not have Mateo, you will require at minimum R2 Yunchuan for most other teams. We're gonna look at other teams later, but if you're going to do this the standard way of just attacking and then you know, debuffing the boss and blockading and everything like that, you will need R2 Yunchuan minimum for almost all of these teams. And lastly, Elaine. Elaine's actually one of the strongest units for this game mode just because she does 5 hits and another 5 hits back to back. So in her cooldowns, she could do like 20 stacks of blockade instantly. So that's really, really nice. So yeah, this team is pretty standard, pretty solid. Camille's actually a very unsung hero here because of these debuff extensions, which is really important because the boss laps you pretty frequently and it's hard to get your cooldowns back up because let's say for Yunchuan you want the speed down up as much as possible. Well, this is on a 4-turn cooldown, and if you're matching the boss, well then there's going to be 2 turns where the boss can attack, so it's going to suck. But Camille has a debuff extension which will keep the boss on the down low and will keep him pretty much in check. The next team comp is actually going to involve someone that a lot of people weren't expecting that was going to be useful, and that is going to be Intisar. Now the thing about Intisar, right, is that she's actually really, really powerful. You can use something like this. You could probably swap out Gabriel for maybe Mateo. Mateo's always going to be good, so if you don't have Mateo, then whatever. You can maybe swap her out for maybe Camille again if you're not dying. But basically, the idea about this team comp, or any of these basically, is that Intisar does a heck a ton of damage. And the reason why she does a heck a ton of damage is because her stealth and her passive, this passive actually applies to all of her skills while she's in stealth. So what is gonna happen is no matter if she is in stealth, she will deal an extra true damage, and that true damage is 3% of the boss's max HP. And in this game mode, you either have two problems, right? You either are dying too much or you can't kill the boss in time. So let's say that you're dying too much. Well, then your problem is probably that you haven't leveled up the advanced strategy enough and you haven't gotten all of these HP bonus, defense bonus. But if, let's say, you cannot kill the boss, sorry for my Discord, but let's say you cannot kill the boss, then Intisar is a really good option here because she does do that tons of damage. She actually does a ton of damage, even more so than R2 Yunchuan sometimes. So the only one who can probably beat her in terms of the damage department is going to be either Ollie or maybe Mateo. So yeah, if you like this team comp, that's pretty good. You can also just swap in Mateo, but if you have Mateo, then that's probably, Mateo's not going to be your problem here. This game mode's not going to be that difficult for you if you have Mateo. I literally just got Mateo, by the way. I haven't even like leveled him up yet or whatever. So yeah, moving on. Okay, so the next team comp is going to be the most annoying team comp, basically. This is the team comp that's going to require the most setup and it's going to require you the most luck. So what that team comp is going to be is it's going to be the cheese team comp. Now, what is the cheese team comp? The cheese team comp looks sort of like this. Let me just get it out for you real quick. And it's gonna look like this, right? And what this cheese team comp is basically, and the turn order matters here, is that basically what you want to do is you want to end up in a setup where it's just Ollie and Uday in the final stretch against the boss. And how do you do that? Well, the minimum requirement for this team comp is you need R2 Ollie. And the reason why you need R2 Ollie is because at R2, the salvific judgments, basically the prevention from dying, will last for 2 turns. The invincibility will last for 2 turns. And the thing about Ollie is he does insane amount of damage because his Law of Duat counts a certain percentage of the enemy max HP. So it deals scaling according to a certain percentage of enemy max HP. And this will do millions of damage, right? Or hundred thousands of damage, and it's really, really powerful. So you need at least R2 Ollie, that way this invincibility is on a 2-turn cooldown, and you need R6 Uday. And the thing that Uday will do is that she will basically reset all of the cooldowns of Ollie, that way on a 3-turn cooldown. And if you run her on ocean waves, that means that she will continuously cycle, ideally, into a 2-turn cooldown. Hopefully, like this will become a 2-turn cooldown. And if Sirius's ward is a 2-turn cooldown, that means that Ollie will, anytime Uday dies, Ollie will revive her or keep her alive basically, and then Uday will survive for 2 turns, and then she will reset Ollie's cooldown. And then if the boss tries to kill Uday again, then Ollie will, you'll see in the left side here. But yeah, it just never dies. And what these espers are here for is they're just basically here to debuff the boss. And Gaius and Camille are both here in order for their S1 in order to up the boss's debuff time. So you don't actually want Gaius for damage here. So ideally you will want to build Gaius and Camille on the Astralis set and on Avatara. That way the boss when attacks, they will counter with their S1. And yeah, Camille's here for the attack down and for the multi-hits, because you can blockade the boss at least once if you use Elaine here. So yeah, and this team comp is what I've been using to climb all the way up to 110. But finally the boss has gotten too fast for me and I actually cannot kill them anymore. So yeah, but Ollie needs to be on the Thunder set and either on the crit, on the Fiery set or on the Avatar set. Fire rate's probably going to be more important. And you don't have to worry about Ollie dying because Uday will be giving him the Absorb and Shield, which is like 100% of their max capacity, so it's gonna get double his health basically. And then he also has, you know, his own like S3, which can give him invincibility. It's just gonna be safe. So basically you just want Uday and Ollie to live, and then you want everyone else on this left 3 side to die, and then these two will solo out the run. I'm gonna show footage here on the left. So that is the cheese team comp. That's the cheese team comp. And up next is gonna be the semi-cheese team comp. So it's just gonna be a bit different, right? So what's gonna happen is you're gonna remove those debuff extensions. You don't want to put all your eggs into one basket of just having Ollie and Uday finish it out. So what you're going to do is instead you're going to have Ahmed, R2 Yunchuan, and Elaine. Now this is another team comp that I am going to try later on. But the idea behind this team comp is that you still want Ollie's insane damage, but you don't want to put all of your eggs into the basket of just the Ollie Uday final 2-man combo. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have Elaine and Yunchuan and Ahmed here for the Imprisoner blockade stacks and damage, and then hopefully Ollie will do a ton of damage and eventually the boss will die. So instead of just cheesing out the boss, because in the cheese team comp, right, you'll have a lot of turns left. But in this semi-cheese team comp, you still want Ollie and the Uday combo, that way Ollie will lose his cooldowns a lot. But you also don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to do damage with R2 Yunchuan, you want to blockade the boss. Maybe if you have Mateo, you can also replace someone here for Mateo, and then you do a ton of damage that way instead. So those are kind of your options in terms of if you want to finish the Wither Messenger. As you can see, I'm still in 110, but I will try to climb to 150, hopefully with one of these team comps. But yeah, I think that the meta is not going to change anymore. I think that these are like the strongest units that we have in terms of like meta theory crafting. And because upcoming next is going to be the Void Messenger, I think, because we're going to have Javid and Jenny for the Void Messenger. We're not going to get any units that are going to apply to the Wither Messenger because the next units that we're going to get are Inferno. So it's going to take another 2 months maybe until we get the Scorch Messenger and until we get flow units that maybe we can bring into the Wither Messenger. So for now, I think that these are going to be the team comps that are going to stay. I'm going to try to pop them up on the screen. But I think that these are going to be the team comps that stay. Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm an artist. Yes. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this pretty short video. These are the team comps. I'm going to link down in the description as well people who have created these team comps and also showcase these team comps, how to build them and stuff. But I think these are just going to be a good list for all the team comps for now. Anyway, with that said, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.